Why was Donald Trump over the last 36 hours on his social media reposting slogans from QAnon and reposting misogynistic, sexist content about Vice President Harris?
Well, look, I don't think your viewers at home are concerned about social media posts. I think they are concerned with the news of the day. And the news of the day is that a Venezuelan illegal immigrant crime gang has taken over a hotel in rural Colorado because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's open border policies. The news of the day is that, again, gasoline prices are 50% higher today than they were under Donald Trump.
That was Caroline Leavitt, and her deflection and unwillingness to answer a simple question is something I'm not in favor of. I don't want to take it, I want to leave it. But let's talk about what sparked the question in the first place. Look, since Kamala Harris announced that she was running for the Oval Office, Donald Trump and his supporters have made some pretty terrible misogynistic remarks about her, okay? And recently, Trump decided to post something or repost something on Truth Social that he later deleted, probably because of the backlash that he was getting. So it had to do with sexist remarks alleging that Harris got her start in politics by dating a longtime California politician, Willie Brown. And Trump echoed these allegations by sharing on Truth Social a screenshot of a tweet from X showing Harris and Clinton standing together in a picture with the caption, "Funny how blowjobs impacted both their careers differently." And if you're wondering what that looked like, this was the now deleted post on Truth Social, okay? So, of course, his spokesperson's asked about it, and she's having some difficulty answering that question because it's a difficult question to answer. I mean, what he's putting out there is not popular with the voters that he needs to attract the most, independent voters.
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it. Yeah, he can't help himself. So what kind of lunatic reposts that when they're in the middle of a presidential campaign? And by the way, you're the one who killed Roe, and Roe was 70% popular. So now, just to insult women more, you make jokes about how the only way they can get ahead in the world is if they sleep their way to the top. I'm not sure I know anything that would anger women more, other than taking away their reproductive rights, which you also did, right? So it's the world's dumbest strategy, but he can't help himself because that's who he is. He thinks women are for sex. They're not for anything else. And so he's like, oh yeah, blowjobs. And he's also a child. He never got more emotionally mature than when he was in 5th grade. He just never matured past that. So he's like, oral sex, all women, yeah, that's the only way they get ahead. And then when it blows up on him, he's like, oh wow. And that was so bad, he deletes it. But they're all over television defending it.
So you have Kamala Harris now running against him, and she's been pretty successful in latching onto an economic populist message, which isn't only good because it's a popular way of campaigning among the electorate. It's successful because it kind of snatches something away from Donald Trump, right? It robs Donald Trump of his faux populist messaging. And so then what does he have left to campaign on? He ends up campaigning on misogynistic messaging that turns off a lot of voters, obviously female voters, who overwhelmingly support the Democratic candidate anyway. But again, it comes down to independent voters. And if all you are offering the electorate is negativity, and you're just leaning into that misogyny and nothing more, well, it's gonna hurt your campaigning. And I think that's the reason why he ended up deleting that Truth Social post, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't usually do that. He usually refuses to apologize, refuses to admit he's ever wrong about anything. Now, to be sure, he hasn't apologized for it, but he did delete it.
Yeah, that's unprecedented. That means, man, I'm positive that's gonna hurt me in the polls, even though that's my real opinion. All right, I'll withdraw it because that would hurt the thing that he loves most, which is himself.
So now let's go back to the CNN interview featuring a Trump spokesperson. This is Caroline Leavitt. Let's hear what she had to say.
Today than they were under Donald Trump. The news of the day as a new mother.
Do you know why he posted that? Do you know why he reposted that content?
I haven't been able to talk to President Trump yet this morning because he is calling into media interviews, unlike Kamala Harris, who has been avoiding the press for more than 40 days. And we're excited that CNN finally has the opportunity to question Kamala Harris tonight about her disastrous record.
But I do want to ask you again, the social media content reposted by the Republican nominee in the last 36 hours, how do you explain it? How do you explain why he is reposting content from QAnon and this misogynistic content?
Again, I will say I have not spoken to President Trump about that content this morning, and I don't think Americans are concerned with social media posts. But you said misogynistic. I assume you're also going to say that the posts were demeaning to women. I think what's demeaning to women is what has been allowed to happen over the last 4 years. I think what's demeaning to women is the fact that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are allowing an invasion of illegal criminals into our country, many of whom have proven to be rapists and murderers. I think what's demeaning to women like Laken Riley and Jocelyn Nungray and Rachel Morin is the fact that they are no longer with us because of the policies of this administration. And that is what voters and your viewers care about, John.
If you look at the demographics supporting Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, all of the fear mongering that she engaged in apparently has not convinced the majority of eligible female voters to support Trump over Kamala Harris. But look, I mean, she's in a tough spot. She has to defend the indefensible, right? And so good luck with your role as a spokesperson for Donald Trump as he continues to double down in this pretty gross messaging.
Yeah, so look, I haven't been able to talk to him as a standard defense for, I don't know why he did that. So, and I think Jason Miller used it as well, but at least she's trying to deflect. There's Jesse Waters and all those other guys out there doubling down, tripling down. Like, yeah, what are women good for, man? Just sex. Oh yeah, right, like you could run the country. She's afraid, she's weak, she's a woman, etc. So go ahead, give away millions of votes, you schmucks. Like, I don't want to get in your way. So you could tell because Trump took it down. Now, but I don't want to gloss over the other thing, which is several QAnon posts that he reposted, including one of Trump holding a Q+ sign, okay? So I don't know if the picture is real or Photoshop, but he reposted it like, yay.
QAnon is still around, huh?
Yeah, apparently it's around, and Trump is still in favor of it. If you don't know, QAnon thinks that the Democratic Party is run by devil-worshipping, child-molesting, child killers who then drink their blood and put the baby's face on their face as a mask. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, if you're in QAnon, you're a lunatic, get mental health counseling, okay? By the way, 15% of the country at its height. And Trump is like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, yeah, QAnon, yeah. Oh yeah, where's the babies? Oh, they're killing all the babies and drinking their blood. The guy's a goddamn lunatic, man. It's so depressing for the country that we're having a debate about whether we should elect a literal lunatic.
What's depressing is that currently, and obviously this could change, the election is a tie.
It's tied. It's tied where we can't. But part of the reason is, or a giant part of the reason is media, right? But hold for what I mean. So yes, right-wing media has convinced 30% of the country that everything Trump says is true. Oh yeah, of course they're just, the children, they make such great masks. Whatever, they just aid and abet this, and those people live in that bubble, and I know it sounds impossible to the rest of you, right? But they genuinely believe these things, right? And you cannot move them off of it. So now, but mainstream media is also massively guilty. Why? Because they lied in the opposite direction for so long that a huge portion of the country said, I'm not listening to them at all anymore. And I don't think anything's objective. And I don't know what truth is anymore. And they became untethered from reality. Because mainstream media would tell you, oh yeah, politicians are honest. The donors have no effect on policy. Oh yeah, we need to spend 10 times more than anyone else on defense. Oh no, we can't afford universal health care or paid family leave that every other country has. So all these giant lies, lie on top of lie, until people were like, I don't know, these guys on mainstream media are total liars. So I guess the opposite is true. But the opposite isn't true. The truth is actually not in either one of those areas. Both sides are doing propaganda. Mainstream media does it for corporations. Right-wing media does it in an ironic way to create culture wars to also help corporations. Because they all agree the corporations should have lower taxes and deregulation. Meanwhile, we're stuck with a guy who's a lunatic that half the country believes, and then nobody's calling out corporate Democrats or Republicans on how they're robbing the middle class to pay off their rich donors.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members, because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us. Become a young Turk.